What's going on, guys? Father Man here. We're doing the most important thing that you can ever do as a mechanic, as a DIYer, or whatever you're trying to do. It's an oil change. Now, let me take you through exactly what you're going to need to get this done. So, of course, like always, like any other job, you're going to need your sockets, right, to take off the drain plug, your ratchet. Now, you don't really need the oil pliers, the oil filter pliers. You could use it like anything you have, like channel locks or whatnot, but this is kind of the easiest thing for you to use. And then a knife just in case, because I know on this job we have a zip tie that we gotta get rid of. Safety glasses, oil cap drain, and then creeper. Now, and of course you need the jack and the jack stand so you could actually lift up the car. That's very important. But you don't need all this. You could get a piece of cardboard. Any oil pan will do for you to catch it, all the oil. But let me take you through the steps that I take.
Now, you already popped the hood, so I'll open it up.
Take this cap off. And what I always do with the cap, I put it right here. So that if I close it, there's not an issue. Because if I close it, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot to put the cap on. So that's basically how I set up the top. Now, what we have to do is go to the bottom and take everything off. Okay, guys, so it's kind of hard for you guys to see everything down here. So I'm gonna just show you the spots where everything is, and then you could just see the process. So right here, that bolt, that's your old drain bolt. It's a 14. And then if we go up into this corner right over here, oh, right, that black thing right here, I'm not sure if you could see it. I'll show you afterwards so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. But that piece is your oil filter, and it just is a lefty-loosey, righty-tighty type of thing. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just loosen it. I'm not gonna loosen it all the way, because if you loosen it all the way, then the oil will come out. And in this sense, I do the oil plug first, and then I do the oil filter. So now that that's loose, let's get this oil pan. So now what we want to do, we're going to try to angle it so we don't spill too much. Now you always want to add pressure to the bolt so that it contains all the oil in there. And once you feel it loosen up, you pull it, and then you can put that up top right there. Alright, so we pretty much got it all drained, right? And you see it's dripping a little bit. We'll let it drip a little more. But now I take the drain plug, I look at it, and it looks to be okay. It also has a crush washer on it, which is something that you want to have intact too. So if you see that copper piece around it, it looks pretty intact. And then if you look at the threads too, they look pretty intact themselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here. Now when you're tightening it back up, you don't want to go too crazy, because you will break it. And the worst case scenario, if you do break it, is you're going to have to get a whole new oil pan, and you don't want to do that. So we're just going to snug it up pretty tight. Alright, that should be good. And get another little pull on it. Alright, that's it. Now, the oil filter is going to be the hard part to see, because it's really in a tough spot. But you could either do it by hand if possible. Let's see.
Okay.
It's pretty tight. So what I'm gonna do is go with. Oh shit. Okay. I got so ahead of myself, but we're gonna go with the pliers. And it's real simple. These are specifically made for this kind of area. Always the hardest part is to find your angle. Alright, there we go. Because it does have some oil in it, because it's the oil filter, so it filters the oil throughout the engine to clean it. So we're gonna let that drain out as much as possible so we don't make a mess. Because if you just take it out all in one shot, all the oil is gonna come out. Now, depending on the situation, as you can see, it's going to the other side too. So we're trying to prevent as much as a mess as possible. Now, same thing, when you're taking it off, you want to apply some pressure so that once it's loose, then you can control how you're taking it off. And mind you, this is all the oil that's in the oil filter. Another important part, you always want to make sure that this seal right here is on the filter. If not, it's going to be up there. And if you double up on your seal, you'll leak out all the oil you just put in there. Okay, so you see, it looks similar, but again, always what you want to do is grab the old filter, take that out, and put it on the new one. And I would say that's a match. And the other thing that you want to do, when we put this on this, there's multiple different ways. There's always an argument on which way you should do this, which is, should you prime up the oil with oil inside it and put it in the hole so it doesn't start up cold with no oil, or if you just rub up the oil around the rubber just to give it that seal. What I do, I just rub up the oil around the seal. But it's up to you which way you prefer. To me, it doesn't matter. But I've always done that all my years, so. Then we'll just slap this back in here. And with this, you always do the oil hand tight, and because of all the heat and stuff, it will end up tightening up a lot more. As you saw, I had to use the pliers because it was so tight, but I've done this oil change on this car before, and again, it was hand tight. And just as tight as possible by hand. So this is flapping. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just throw a zip tie in it and then have it stay stuck in this position. Now, as you can see, it's not flapping anymore, and that's going to hold forever until the next one. We're just going to clip it off so it's not hanging down so much. That's it for the bottom on the oil change. Alright guys, so now we got to finish up the job up top. Now, for your specific vehicle, it may differ on, what oil, or what amount of oil, what kind of oil. and whatnot. I always like to use synthetic on my oil, on my vehicles. So for this one, it's a 5W30, and it's a high mileage, and then you can see full synthetic, right? So it gets me the 5,000 miles or 5 months, whichever one comes first. But I have an oil, I have a funnel, just so I make sure I don't spill anything. I would recommend it because you guys might spill stuff too. So it'll help prevent you spilling stuff, and then all you're gonna smell is oil when you start it up, and it's gonna just burn all the oil that's around the area, right? Until it all completely goes. But for this specific one, it takes like 4.6, almost 5 quarts. So this is a 5 gallon, a 1 gallon, which is 5 quarts. So we're just gonna dump pretty much almost everything in there, and then we're gonna crank it up, see, let it settle in, and then see. We're gonna look underneath to see if there's leaking anything, because we want to stop that leak fast. Let's see, because on the side, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but on the side right here you can see the oil. I'm just gonna say that's about good enough. If we need to add some more, we'll add some more. But remember, like I showed you in the fluids video, if we go back to that, there's 2 lines. There's the low, which is this hole, and then there's the full, which is this hole. Even if it says 4.6 or whatever it is, you always want to get up to this hole or around this hole, because that's the full line. Now, since the car is lifted up, you're not going to really be able to check the fluid level. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to start it up, leave it running for about a minute, and I'm going to look under it at the same time to see and make sure that it's not leaking. Once I confirm that, then I'll turn it off, put everything down, and then I'll check the level, see if I need to add more or if I'm good or not. So as you can see right now, there's no type of leaks or anything. Everything looks pretty solid. But I'm gonna still let it run for a little bit, just so I can make sure that it builds up that pressure so there's no leak. Like I said, about a minute. It doesn't take that long to see if it's leaking or not. So now I'm gonna shut it off, take the jacks off, let it down, so then I can check the fluid level and see how much I need. Okay, so just like in the fluids video, you wanna pull it. You wipe first. And you put it back in. Take it back out. Now, as you can see, I'm a little low, so I'm gonna just go ahead and dump the rest of that in there. And now, since we're at the stage that we started in and everything, we really don't have to put the dipstick back in, because it'll just automatically tell us the level once we fill it back up, and then we could just stick it in again. I'll wipe it again, just in case. As you can see, it's right there about that line. It's very clear, it's hard to see, but it's at that line. Alright guys, so that's been doing an oil change on the Nissan Altima. It's a 2014. Very simple. You could universally do this throughout every other vehicle. Some vehicles will be a little different than this one, but it all depends on what you have. And now, I'm not going to show you guys on this video of how to reset the oil light. I'm going to show you in a different video, probably right after this one, and show you a couple of tips and tricks with it too.
This is Father Manuel. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.